And how long you? Well, but how long you been here?
I was here 42 years. Yes. I started in August of 1975. And it was a whole different world back then. All of our cameras were mostly film. We had one video camera, and we would kind of fight over that one. It was just called an Ikegami camera. I don't even know if they make those anymore. But all the reporters would go out and shoot with little bitty film cameras, and you'd have to wind it up, and you'd shoot the video, and you had to check the light and the tint for the light, and sometimes you'd come back with blue video because you did it wrong, or it was too dark or too light.
But you didn't have that adjustment that we got now, where you can
Oh,
fix the light.
no,
In the car,
no, no. You didn't know if it was good till you got back, and then they ran it through processing. They would have to bring it back here. We had a processor that processed film at the TV station here, and believe it or not, so especially during the weekdays, we had two runs, one at 3 o'clock and I think another one at 5 o'clock. So people would come in, they would hand all their film over to a person who would go into the processing unit, and they would develop all that video, and then you would have to look at it, with these little viewfinders, and then another one would come in at 5 o'clock. So there was none of this last second video. I mean, you could do the stories, but
wow.
big change there. So
Also, but the stories as well, like the shows y'all did, like Pay It Forward. But now it wasn't Pay It Forward then. I forgot what it was.
well,
called.
back then we had something called Contact 10. Ed Marshall was the host of Contact 10, where he would help people who had troubles, and Ed would work tirelessly to help solve the problems of people who just couldn't solve the problems otherwise. Yeah, we lost Ed just recently, but he worked so hard on Contact 10.
What?
And there was a commercial, and little lady said something like, "Mr. Marshall, if it hadn't been for you, I don't know what I would have done." And I thought that was kind of gets you to frisons. Yeah.
Did you get a segment? Did you have a segment that you?
No,
or ones that you like? I heard Wednesday's Child.
Wednesday's
I heard
Child.
That was big.
That was Maria Placer's, the Wednesday's Child. That's where she would try to pair up families with kids who were in foster homes, and trying to help with adoption. I know. In fact, we had a couple of Partout shows where we had the judges in, and we had the kids, and we had some of the parents, and brought the kids together where they would have a permanent home. Kids who were just out there and couldn't be adopted. So Contact 10 was Ed's thing. Wednesday's Child was Maria Placer, and she did a wonderful job with that. She paired up so many families. And as far as little programs like that, I didn't have a program like that. I was just like all over the place, to be honest with you. So, of course, later I did something called Lawn and Garden, Your Lawn and Garden, and I did that, yes. And it's funny because I remember working so hard in college to get out of the field and out of the garden, working at home, and I ended up working in the field and the garden here with, and every time, John Shasta was the guy, every time he would say something, I didn't want to say, I know that already, but I did know that already. But it was a good learning experience, really good guy. But.
And one more question for you.
Sure.
Why did you stay in the field in this business for so long? Like, we all have something that keeps us here. Some people say, I'm just addicted to the camera. I love myself. But
Yes.
there's a whole lot, like the giving, and that you're doing something.
Absolutely.
Is that what it is, you
Absolutely.
think? Or what kept you?
First of all, you had a front row seat to all the changes that were taking place in that particular area, like Lafayette or, Abbeville. You were always there. You covered tireless meetings that would go on and on, but you were seeing history made. That's the thing about the news business. You actually watch, and you had the front row seat to see history made. And that was fascinating. Also, the giving part, like you said, like the Jerry Lewis Labor Day Telethon. Originally, we were assigned to just 4 hours to go up there, but once you did 4 hours, you wanted to stay the entire time because you felt that you were giving something back that someone else could not give back. Food for Families is another one. Some people you didn't realize didn't have food, but Food for Families was able to target that with FoodNet, and it just made you feel good, made you feel like you were accomplishing something, helping everybody succeed, because nobody knows better than me that I lost my father at a young age, and we were just a little happy family, and all of a sudden my father passes away. My mother had just quit her job, and so all of a sudden we had nothing. So I understand, I realize how quickly things can change. And so I always felt like giving back was so important. Plus, I remember this too. After my father passed away, the town of Bunkie came together and took up a collection, because my father passed away in November. And so they took up a collection so the Arnold family would have a good Christmas. I remember to this day, Pops Kelly, who had a little service station across the street from where my dad worked, bringing that money and saying, Dorothy, here, help the kids have a very Merry Christmas. And they didn't have to do that. So I understand how quickly things can change, and I understand how you can also help people cope with that at the same time.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Is that it?
Uh-huh.